Hello guys, and welcome to DTW GED Prep. Welcome. Okay, so in today's video we're going to be looking at how to use your calculator, the GED calculator right here, to solve quadratic equations in your GED test. Okay, so when you have questions like this, how to quickly use your GED calculator to do this quadratic equation. Okay, and instead of you going through the whole looking for the factors and all that, the long process, you can easily use your calculator to solve this too. And we're going to do it together. All right. And please, if this is your first time on this channel, we do free videos on GED Maths, we do on RLA, we do on your social studies and also your sciences. So please subscribe to this YouTube channel to support us to grow, and also receive update on every video we do for you. And you can also check out our website dtwgedprep.com for summary notes, study guides, and practice questions for your maths, study guides for both your maths, the four subjects, social studies, science, and your RLA. And also summary notes. We have summary notes for social studies and sciences. We're still working on the RLA. Okay, or where we explain US history, civics and government for the social studies. Then for sciences, you have physical sciences and all that. You can also join our Facebook group. We're over 9,000 in our community, to support you. Have questions about the GED in your state, please do join the group. You will receive enormous support. About the GED, about maths, any subject, you will receive enormous support and resources and free tips. Okay. So, and also finally, if you are interested in one-on-one math tutoring, I offer one-on-one math tutoring at an affordable price. You can, contact me. I'll leave my email. Every links I will leave, to the summary notes, to the Facebook group, I'll leave in the video description box of this video. Okay, so you can contact me. All right, thank you. So now getting on to the video, how to use the calculator to solve this. Now, this question says, in the equation this, what is one possible value of x? Now, you can see this. So you have this. So to do this with your calculator, it's as easy as just using the values of your option, putting it as x in this equation, and when you put it in as x, it should equate to 45. So for instance, you have 2, let's say we're using 9, so this will be 2, that will be 9 square minus 9 equal to what? 45. So let's check if this would equate to 45. Any value that we use that equates to 45, that is one possible values of x. In quadratic equation, when you're solving for x, x would always give you two values. Okay, so now let's punch in, use our calculator. So all you need to do is come here. All right, so we have 2 in parentheses 9, no square, close the parentheses, then minus 9, enter. This gives us 153. So it is not equal, 153 isn't equal to 45. So this is not our answer. Let's try 5. So we have 2, the square of 5 minus what? 5. Let's see if it's going to give us, that. Remember, using your calculator, always clear. All right, clear before you start another operation. So you have 2 parentheses 5 square minus 5, enter. You can see here we have 45. So the correct answer, this is equal to 45, is equal to what? 45. So definitely this is the right answer. If you punch in for these next two values, they are wrong. So you can stop here and you have your answer here. I wanted to say French, but you have your answer here. That's it. Okay, so that's how you solve it. All right, looking for a possible value of x just from your options here. You don't need to start doing all the factoring and all that. So now let's look at this. This says, in a quadratic equation this, which pair of solutions make the equation true? So here you can also use, instead of using 8 and 3, just use one value. All right, I will always say pick the positive value so it's easy for you to quickly resolve. Okay, so let's say for option A, let's pick 3. All right, so we pick 3. So this 3 square plus 10, will it be equal to minus 24? Let's check. This is 3 squared, that's 9. This I can easily do without the calculator. 9 plus 30, this is 39. So it is not correct. So this option is wrong. If 3 is wrong, it means 8 also might also be, is also wrong, because the two pair of solution must how will I put it, must resolve, or okay, to give us what's minus 24. Okay, so let's use 2 here. So we have 2 square plus 10 in parentheses 2. So this is 4 plus 20. Okay, 4 plus 20, this is a positive 24. And a positive 24, it is not equal to what? A negative what? 24. So we can't use this, all right? So this is what's wrong. All right, so now let's test for this. The second one, I will pick the smallest number out of minus 4 and 6. I will use minus 4. So here we have minus 4. Let's use our calculator for this. So we have minus 4 square plus 10 in parentheses minus 4. So right here, we now have to punch in these values in our calculator. So we do in parentheses negative 4, close the parentheses, then all squared, okay, the way we stated it here, then plus 10 square minus 4, not square, 10 in parentheses minus 4, close the parentheses, then we press enter. You can see that this has given us negative what? 24. All right, so using this would equate to what? Negative 24. So this is a correct value. Okay, this makes the equation what? True. All right, so if this is true, it means this is also true. All right, but most times if there's a negative 4 here and there's also a negative 4 here, it means now that you have to test for the second number. Let us test for negative 6. So we have negative 6 to make sure it's also negative 24. It gives us negative 24. You have to, when you have this kind of question that has two values, you have to test for the two numbers to make sure both of them would equate to this negative 24. Okay, so this 10 in parentheses negative what? 6. Okay, so here clear. So we do in parentheses negative 6, close the parentheses. Please, if you put the square in here, you're going to get a different answer. Let me show you. Or let's first get the right answer, then I show you, if so you don't make a mistake. So you do the square, then plus 10 in parentheses negative 6, close the parentheses, enter. You see it gives us negative 24. So it means this is the right, okay, number C, option C is the right what? Answer. Okay, now let me take you to, if you do a mistake by saying this, if you make a mistake by doing this in your calculator, by doing in parentheses negative 6, you square it, you close the parentheses, and you now say plus 10 parentheses negative 6, close it, enter. You see you have a different result. So please don't use, when you're raising a negative number, please don't do this. Okay, so because the value from here, in writing this down, x is what? Negative 4, and all raised to the power of 2, not minus 4 raised to the power of 2 and close the bracket. No, these are two different what? Expressions. Can you see that? Minus 4 all squared and minus 4 squared. There are two different expressions on your calculator, so be careful not to make this mistake. Okay, so another thing also be careful is when you have a pair of solutions in your option, make sure when one is correct, please test for the other one to make sure it's also correct. Okay, because sometimes I've seen a question in a GED where you have a -4 here. You also have a -4 here. So you have to test for the second one, the second values of x to know which option is correct, because both must make the solution true when you place them in the equation one at a time. Okay? So that's how you use your calculator for quadratic equations. I think, I think I didn't, I used this by hand. I'm supposed to use my calculator all through. It's just I'm quite sorry. I'm quite fast with my hands, but still, to use this to do these two operations we have here by hand. So you have 3 square, clear, 3 square plus 10 in parentheses 3, close the parenthesis, enter. And see, it didn't equate to -24. Clear this. Also doing this, just, I'm doing this to make you conversant on how to use the calculator, because the calculator will help you out in your GED a lot. Okay? And I'm going to put this in the calculator playlist. Okay? You can see positive 24, which we got here, which is not equal to a negative 24. So don't just look at the value, also look at the sign. All right? So I'll put this in a playlist called How to Use the GED Calculator. You'll see other videos I've made on how to use the GED calculator for fractions, for powers, and roots. Okay? So thank you, and see you in our next video. And also, don't forget, please, that Jesus Christ is coming soon. Give your life to Christ, for He's the way, He's the truth, He's the life, He's the one who's going to lead us to heaven at last, and also, give us that life, heaven here on earth. All right. So all He's calling from us today is, to just accept Him, and all will be well. All right. Thank you, and stay tuned. You are destined to win.